Giannis and the Milwaukee Bucks are on a mission. Ever since the playoffs started, Giannis and the Bucks have been playing phenomenal basketball and look primed for another deep playoff run. But quickly before we get the video started, for those of you who may not know, I'm Juicy Sports. I make opinionative NBA content, and if you guys enjoy videos similar to this, hit that subscribe button, that like button, and that post notification bell. I also want to quickly mention that I started up an MMA channel, and if you're interested in that, the link will be in the description. But anyways, let's get into it. The Milwaukee Bucks are coming off a great championship win last year when not a lot of people thought they would. Most people, including myself, thought the Brooklyn Nets were going to win the chip last year, and then when it came down to the NBA Finals and it was the Suns against the Bucks, most people also thought the Suns would win the chip. But the level of play that Giannis and the Bucks as a whole were performing at was on another level. And during the playoffs, I made a video talking about how I was wrong about the Bucks, and basically if you guys didn't see that video, I was saying I didn't necessarily think Giannis would be able to win a championship due to the fact that he didn't necessarily have a three-point jump shot within his game, and during the playoffs he didn't necessarily add that three-point jump shot, but what he did add was that post turnaround fadeaway, and basically in my opinion that really alleviated a bunch of issues that he faced when the opposing team would put up the wall against him or send a double or triple team. And in my opinion, the fact that he added that shot within his game, combined with how well the rest of his teammates were playing during that playoff run, that's why the Bucks were able to win the championship last year. And after that great performance last year, the Bucks are once again performing very well in the playoffs as they just beat the Chicago Bulls 4-1. Now, although the Bulls were floundering and weren't necessarily playing their best basketball going into the playoffs due to injuries and just general bad play, people tend to forget that the Bulls were seen as one of the best teams in the NBA at the beginning of the season and really midway through the season as well, as they were the #1 seed in the Eastern Conference. And the fact that the Bucks were able to beat them 4-1 is pretty impressive in my opinion. And now the Bucks are matched up against the Boston Celtics in the second round, who are also coming off a very impressive sweep over the Brooklyn Nets. And in my opinion, I think this series could potentially tell us which team makes it out of the Eastern Conference. I just think both of these teams have been so impressive so far. Now, obviously both the Miami Heat and the Philadelphia 76ers will have something to say about that, but honestly, I think whoever wins this series could potentially make it to the NBA Finals. But let's quickly preview this series. So starting with the Bucks, the way Giannis has been playing in the first round and just in general during the regular season has been great to watch. The way that he's able to score for himself, either from that three-point range at times, but mostly from that mid-range or driving all the way to the basket, or even doing a nice drive and kick and make his teammates' lives a lot easier by getting them wide open catch and shoot three-point shots, or maybe a wide open dunk or layup cutting all the way to the basket, has just been great to watch. The way that the rest of his teammates have been playing in the playoffs so far has also been great to watch, giving Giannis the support that he does need in order to win in the playoffs. The way that the Bucks have been playing defense as a whole has been great to watch, and overall I would say the Bucks are a very well-oiled machine at this point. But now transitioning over to the Celtics, it's been great to watch them as well. The way Jason Tatum has really taken his game to the next level and really took it to Kevin Durant in the first round was very impressive to watch. The way Jaylen Brown has been playing has been great. The way that the Celtics have been playing defense as a whole has really been on another level, and in my opinion, they're playing the best defense I've seen in some time, at least in their first round matchup against the Nets. Marcus Smart has been a guy who really stepped up for the Celtics and has been playing the best basketball of his career. And similar to the Bucks, I also think the Celtics are a very well-oiled machine, both offensively and defensively. So this is certainly going to be a very interesting and a very close matchup in my opinion. But I think the key for the Milwaukee Bucks to winning this series would obviously be to try to slow down both of the Celtics' main two guys in Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, but Jason Tatum specifically, because if the Bucks are able to slow down Jason Tatum, of course they would have a great chance to win this series, especially based upon how well Jason has been playing in the first round matchup. But even besides focusing on their main two guys, the Bucks also need to do a great job at playing great team defense as well, and really just playing great defense on everyone out there in the court, because if you solely focus on Jason or Jaylen, both of those guys definitely have the ability to kick out to wide open shooters, and the supplementary pieces on the Celtics certainly have the capability to hurt the Bucks. But offensively, of course, the main key would be to get Giannis going and have him continue to play at the level that he was playing in the first round matchup against the Bulls. Just do a great job at driving all the way to the basket, dunking over smaller players or finishing around them with crafty layups, doing a nice job from that mid-range, either with a dribble pull-up or also that post turnaround fadeaway, which I mentioned was a huge addition within his game. Also hit that three-point jump shot from time to time, which he's really proven the ability to do so on certain occasions. Do a nice job at also incorporating your teammates into your offense by maybe doing a nice drive and kick, running the pick and roll or pick and pop, and really what that does is put a lot more pressure on the Celtics defense, because now they can't only focus on a single player in Giannis, they really need to focus on the entire offense, which just helps everybody out there in the court. But really in this series, Giannis is going to need to step up even more than he did in the Bulls series, because his right-hand man and Chris Middleton is unfortunately not going to be playing at all in this series. Now I know Chris basically didn't play in the first round matchup either against the Bulls, but the Bulls are not nearly as good of a team as the Celtics are, at least in my opinion. But besides Giannis, other players on this team are certainly going to need to step up as well, like Jrue Holiday, who in my opinion certainly has all the capability in the world to do so. The way that he's able to play offensively and score for himself, but also create for others, but also how he's able to play on the defensive side and just play lockdown defense is certainly going to be a huge part of the Bucks. A guy like Bobby Portis, who has proven the ability to score the basketball very effectively in certain games, is going to need to be a little more consistent in my opinion during the series. Brook Lopez is going to need to do a great job at spreading the floor like he typically does. Grayson Allen is a player who could potentially come off the bench for you and score 20 in certain games, and that would be a huge lift for the Bucks. But overall, even besides specific players, the Bucks as a whole just really need to step up in this series, which in my opinion, I think they certainly will. And if that were to be the case, I think the Bucks would probably win the playoff series at that point. Now I know this might be a little controversial, but honestly, I think the Celtics are probably the toughest matchup that the Bucks have had to go through, including the entire playoff run that they had last year. I just think what the Celtics are doing this season in Boston is just special. The level of play that both Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown are playing during this playoff so far, although it's only been one series, has been at another level in my opinion. The way that the supplementary pieces have been playing so well has been amazing to see. The way that the Celtics are playing defense is honestly the best defense that I've seen in a very, very long time. And if the Celtics are able to keep up that level of defense that they had in the first round, I think it would make it very difficult for a guy like Giannis to really play the way he typically does, and honestly the rest of the Bucks team as well. Now if I had to pick a winner of this series, I think it's very, very close. Honestly, I think it's as close as you can get, probably a 50-50 series. But if I had to pick at this point, I probably would lean slightly towards the Milwaukee Bucks, just solely due to the fact that they have a little more experience under their belt in terms of making it farther in the playoffs, and obviously as they won a championship last year, they know what it takes to win an NBA championship. But of course, I really could see this series going either way. I just think the Celtics are a very, very good team. But assuming the Bucks do win this playoff series, I think they would have a very good chance to make it all the way to the NBA Finals, as they would be playing either the Miami Heat or the Philadelphia 76ers, and I think the Sixers would probably be a little bit of an easier matchup for the Bucks, but I think either way, even if they do play the Heat in the Eastern Conference Finals, the Bucks would probably have a pretty good chance at winning that series as well and making it all the way to the finals once again for the second year in a row. But of course, the Bucks need to focus on the Celtics first. But anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you think the Bucks could potentially go back to back, or do you not think so? But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did enjoy, check one of these two videos popping up now, and until the next time, peace out guys.